Hey everybody, it's LaRhonda and I'm back with another video, and today I want to talk about something that really bothers me, and that is racial discrimination when it comes to dating. Now, I am not saying that everybody has to be attracted to everybody, because I am not naive enough to believe that that's true. But what really bothers me about it is that sometimes people make snap decisions about other people when it comes to race and who you would date and that. Not because you absolutely know something about that specific person or because you even know really anything about that specific race of people, but that you're basing it. A lot of people base it basically on stereotypes and things that they've heard or seen in the media or things that society has perpetuated about certain people. So I remember when I, just recently actually, I got on my feed on Facebook a video from these Asian men. I believe they were Chinese, but I'm not 100% sure, saying that they wouldn't date women from Africa. You know, just like arbitrarily a whole continent of women is just off limits. And it was just like, really? So like there's millions of people on the continent of Africa with all different languages, cultures, smart people, educated people, doctors, lawyers, all types of people on the continent of Africa, and you just have completely negated all of them because they're African, because they're black. Like, it was just like, really? And I remember when I first started dating after my divorce, I had gotten onto a site, chemistry.com, and I remember being so disappointed because I would go on the profiles looking through the different men that I could, possibly strike up a conversation with. And, you read the profile. I would read the profile, look at all the preferences that they had selected. And when it came to race, I would say a good 80 or 90% of the men that were on this particular site had all the other races of women that they would possibly date, because you had to go through and specifically put a check mark in each box for all the races that you would date. And black was not checked, I would say, in a good 80 or 90% of these men's profiles. And I just remember being so discouraged and so sad. I mean, I was already like, reeling from my divorce. And, I took some time to try to get over that. But then when you get back out there and you see that nobody wants to date you based on simply the color of your skin, not even like thinking, okay, well, maybe if she's smart, if she's educated, if she can hold a conversation, if she's, well-traveled, if she's, kind to animals, not even thinking of all the other possibilities outside of the fact that she's black, but just to check all black women off. It was so disappointing. Like, I can't tell you how discouraged I was during those first years of, getting back into the dating and seeing that. It was just like, wow, and then you would think that based on some things that I had heard, some articles I'd read, about some study that was done with one of the other dating sites, and they said black women and Asian men were the least, desired on these sites. And so you would think you would find some solidarity with the Asian men who were like dealing with the same plight sort of as you were. And then to find out that they were like acting like they didn't want to date you either. And it's okay. Like I said, everybody has their preference and things that they want and that they're attracted to or whatever. And that's cool. But I just feel like sometimes it's not really based on actual knowledge of what a black woman or what an Asian man could actually bring to the table. If you're just not attracted to them, I feel like people should take people on a case-by-case basis. I may not be attracted to every white guy, every black guy, every Asian guy, every Indian guy. I'm not attracted to everyone. But I would never say I'm not going to date an Asian guy or an Indian guy or a black guy or a white guy or whatever, because I would take each individual on their own merits, regardless of their skin color. So if I see a guy that I'm attracted to and he happens to be Asian, or he happens to be white, or he happens to be black, I'm going to go from there. But I would never just say, well, you know what? Traditionally, I'm not attracted to Asian guys, or traditionally, I'm not attracted to, whatever, and just decide that I'm going to swear off the whole continent of Asia, or I'm going to swear off the whole continent of Europe, or wherever people of other races happen to live, or all the white people. Like, no, you are basically closing yourself off to a whole bunch of people that could be perfectly compatible and wonderful mates for you because their skin happens to be darker. And I think that's kind of crazy. That's pretty much all I want to say about that. It's just, I've gotten over it now, but it's still a little bit annoying when I see it. Even now, all these years later. I mean, from when I got back in the dating scene back in like 2011, 2012 until now, it's still pretty disappointing to see when it pops up, to see people still doing this in 2018, when the world has gotten so much smaller and social media has connected so many people and people are traveling more and stuff. So, like, is it still really a good excuse to just, say, well, what I saw on TV, black people were doing this and that, so I'm going to just assume they all do that and I'm just not going to date them, or, I don't know, whatever. I mean, people do what you want, but just realize that we all want the same thing. No matter what color our skin is, we all want the same thing, and that is to love and be loved. So, if you see a black person, know that they want the same thing that you do. And culturally, there may be different things, but we all want the same thing at the end of the day. So, anyway, I think that's all I have to say about that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Happy dating, everybody. Mwah. See you next time.